okayfm 101.7.
All right, Ebusia for Nyumi Ekakayen, the AC 1948. Said the Yetiwo and Yuminimo, Omwa, Omudi Bra, Ghana, Enya, Nefa Hudi. Na ene yensa aka eye Private Joseph Hammond. Private Joseph Hammond is a 95-year-old Second World War veteran. He was drafted by the British at the age 16 years to go over to India and Burma with the 81st Division of the Royal West African Frontier Forces from the Gold Coast, now Ghana, that supported the British during the Second World War. He is known to be the only survivor of the Ghanaian regiment in the World War II. He was trained as a driver while serving with the forces. After the war, he moved back to Gold Coast to work with some state organizations such as United Trading Company, UTC, and State Housing Corporation, SHC. He was also part of the veterans who took part in the 1948 rout at the Christianborg Crossroad that led to the independence of Ghana. In the year 2018, he received the Lifetime Achievement Award from the Ghana UK-based Achievement Awards, GUBA, in London. In 2009, he left the UK to attend the Field of Remembrance where he met Prince Harry and his wife Meghan, the Queen and other royals, as well as the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson last year. Private Hammond last month was inspired by Captain Tom Moore after he raised £32 million for the NHS in Britain. He then also decided to raise £500,000 for all frontline workers and the vulnerable veterans in African Commonwealth countries under this COVID-19 pandemic season. So far, he has raised £39,000 and is appealing to the general public for support. In fact, as the conversation is going on, please write down his Momo number. Write down his Momo number and make any contribution, donation, as much or as little as you can. 059 396 3755. 059 396 3755. And the enemy adophonom Openi Joseph Ashite Hammond. Eye Openi awadi emfie eduokunu 95 years. Na Openi Joseph Ashite Hammond and our Private Joseph Ashite Hammond. Aka eye Gold Coast fo a yede omuko eye Second World War in 1948. Na 1948 Ghana ebe kaya asojafo adadafo a ekọ World War II no yekum miensa wabra na omade srede ekwa koto eye the Gold Coast governor no anim. Abra Private Joseph Hammond yedene ka eye the Royal West African Frontier Forces, eye West Africa asojers a ekoboa British for na omukoko World War II no na wedi 16 years. And now you be busano, you foresee no. And now send maame ne papa ne man kwan say uncle wono. Na a day and a see ewo World War II. Me no wo ka say onu ni the only survivor a occur a year World War II. Na ofi a year World War by no. Oka asojafo a na e match akọ a year Castle Yeshuti, the 3 ex-servicemen were Independence Crossroad on their way to the Christianborg Castle. 2 years ago, and Ghana UK-based Achievement Awards, GUBA, a man of Lifetime Achievement Award. Last year, Okoshia Prince Harry and Meghan any Queen Elizabeth, any other royals our UK, as well as the UK Prime Minister Boris Johnson. Na ex-service man your friend or Captain Tomo our UK. At the scene and this was already 32 million pounds or 90. At the aboa a raise sika at the aboa a year frontline workers under this COVID-19. Private Hammond etiyeno and was adan Africa yensu yenye bi inti onu so de besi ne ho o de asi ne bo so se onu so be raise 500,000 pounds e de aboa eye African Commonwealth countries veterans a eko Second World War ni nyina de onu so eye e de aboa na so far me no ka say wanante me ne na nante mpanifo bebredi na nante. He has been featured on CNN, BBC, Al Jazeera, Euronews, any international news bebre. And na a quiet about say, Yeneno ebetwetwe nkomo. Uncle Private Joseph Hammond, Yamawa kwa badeba okayfm so.
Me do asepi. Ansa na me kasa no. Me pese me fa aseda ma Nyankopon. Oni bibie mu no onu na odi kan intimidi aseda mano se wa mama ho adin wa mama nkwa enu wa ma ene manya kwan se menuanu mu nya be kasa wo Ghana me de pa se sianu ansana me kasa no mi pese mi se aseda ma Nyankopon na Ghana fo ni nyina mi nuanum emma ni mema nya mi chia mu nyina ampa asema wo abisam no waka no ya no kwere na mi ko school wo Osu Presbyterian School abrebia mi hu soja fo no Tama mi ko school no na me ni eje se ni ami hu se won mu manchi awa tujom na de no na e mi fe enti mi ye ma dwen se mi wie ma de suan me bo modia se mi so me kwa akodi soja no bi na mi hwe de awom enti 1942 na manya senior oka no kure na me di 16 years 1943 na me ko start se me ko soja no tama me ko no me ko share baby a yeje soja fo no baby accountant general owo se ano oho na your friend no trade reception depot for soldiers obe list wo mia me call na time no ya to me brew uni sheka time na ya instructors nya free north enti me ka asame se me nka enye meka na obi ahu amani aya fem wo soja mu ende dia soja na ede time no amani ayo hu ne eden enti tama mi kwenu mi ko share captain baku and a lieutenant obroni so baku wo mi ye abrofo na mi ye so young enti one mu share many man say hello young boy, what can we do for you? And I'm saying, well, I want to join the army. Asema captain ni bisa me no. Na me nim so be bisa me sa asem no. Ohwe me nim kom no bisa me say, you are very young. Say unku mami a. The man who do obetumi akun mami ana. Me nim so be bisa me sa question no. Na me so me pese me di soja no. Inti Michel no kom na mi se a man the government ni se me kunu.
Okasa.
Me catch here obroni ni sa say government because the state comes first before my mother. The state comes first before my mother. Obroni ni who so very good. Captain is a very good. You are a brave young man. Immediately, no, they enlisted me.
Oh, enti asamu a woka say ye ka oman me ka se koku maame a ubekunu no as a soldier no. Eno na ma ye fa o.
Okay, so sir, you will be a brave soldier. Okay, or this also. Say a man mami order. Then of course I have no option but to do it.
But who akwa join eye amino in 1943.
Yes.
Now who parents were
Someone, how are you feeling this
now
morning?
my parents knew
Sure.
but that time
I'm not a person. I've seen the donations coming in, and I'm appealing to everybody in Africa to contribute so that we have a colossal sum of money to help the front.
What's the way na Accra?
Our trade reception depot, baby accountant general is situated now. Baby accountant general office is known. A honor was for soldiers.
A honor na your first soldiers.
Yeah.
Okay, so you throw within.
You throw meeting.
And now start training.
You throw meeting. And you mean kwa make us embargo. Couple group should be wo. And now. Nkrofo obi be join pool line ya form line couple no join say me na me join pool line satan ni anu wan bi sabi hwe obo ma so papa satan ye to me bro obo ma so no mi ko say dane chi baby na mi sui kakra. Me can't no creature. Me see, because that means me tell say a bebasa. Obia ko jump la ni e be boom me mum. Wo boom me. And a papa be by. Or Germanim penny. I no catch him say, oh me ba. I so trade ye a mueting. Send ya couple grushi or boab citron.
Na couple no ye bronia na.
Or a bibini. Or from the north.
Wa unia go coast ni na bo asusa.
We your broom for pa. We were colonial subjects. I no create American. Broom. Oh yes, a chi man no to me for say you are young. Send a couple grush your bow. This is your chance to run away. Or catch him. Penny catch him says this year. E me kwanse me dwane me hwa na me dwane me se me obema me ba be di soja ni aboma so mbaako a eyinti ne ma dwane never. I won't do it. I will join the army.
Hey, now you're determined, pa.
I was determined, 100% determined. Inti me ko no papa no hu me no. I say, hey, so you have come back again after this lab. Me say, I'm here to join the army, and I will do it. I'm a man. The man was impressed. Impressed. Almost about 50 of us. You will come, Loremu. Baby, police headquarters is situated now. Baby, police headquarters for all the area camp.
Oh. The police headquarters, the current police headquarters, office premise, no, it used to be the camp.
Exactly. No, your MTTC, no train, all the technical men.
What is MTTC?
Motor Transport Training Company. MTTC, Motor Transport Training Company. No train, technical men in the Gokos Army. Mr. T, sometime no na Mr. T me training, technical training, like a fitter. We call them fitters or mechanic.
When I would choose baby, I will say oko department, I will say oko.
Yes, because you were me drew her no bisam, and I say I want to be a mechanic. Because if you were high, you were to say medical, one more gynecologist.
Okay.
One more dentist.
Okay.
One more eye specialist.
Okay.
In the army,
to see,
the army the same.
Okay.
Yes, so what lieutenants, electricians,
okay,
mechanical men, yeah, what the same thing. Until I chose to study as a mechanic.
Okay.
Yeah, fitting. Until because through the training with flying colors. Sometimes now.
Mr. Hammond, how are you feeling this morning?
Sure.
Terrific.
I'm not a pessimist, but optimist. I have seen the donations coming in, and I'm appealing to everybody in Africa to contribute so that we have a colossal sum of money to help the frontline people. This is what I want.
Train Crawford.
Derek, you can see that.
Was the police headquarters now police headquarters, the MTTC, was it a camp? Namodaho, Anamu Kofi Namaba.
Yeah, Daho, your camp was.
So how long were you trained? How many months?
Sure.
6 months.
I'm not.
You were trained 6 months.
But optimist.
Your job between no.
Mr. Hammond, how are you feeling this morning?
3 months.
3 months.
Near work crash program.
Okay, so were you trained how to shoot?
There, you train all the rudiments about the army. We first of all a soldier, so there were firing range war, or train how to shoot, or train how to kill, and everything, alongside the technical training.
At 16, 17 years.
Exactly, 16 years. Until we're training how to shoot, how to do everything as a soldier, marching, sometimes about 20 miles.
Okay, now let's move on. Now you have been enlisted. Yes. About saying that would join West African frontiers forces, a call World War II, and Hifana Moko.
Someone, how are you feeling this morning?
Sure.
I was posted to 3rd Advanced Base Workshops, Takrady. And officer commanding Major Major Brunner. He was then the officer commanding for the unit, 3rd Advanced Base Workshops. There were other officers, 2 IC, a friend of Captain Chiplin, Lieutenant Booth, and son of Lieutenant Richardson, later on, Lieutenant Day also came. And he order free General Headquarters, Achimata by say, Obia will drive officers. She said, undergo this training. She said, training, technical training. I want him mechanic. So a mechanic. Say, Lord, say, or to me, I repair. And I was selected to drive the officers. Into Major Brunan, and all the officers, I was the one driving them. And me drive one kakre, and a Jack Roby, or catch him say, Joseph, commanding officer of the whole Gold Coast military workshop in your friend, Colonel Leighton, Obeba, of Accra, headquarters, Ohana, UAC Motors, our Nkano, Ohana, soldiers, headquarters in our workshops. 2 days later, Obai, Onimi called the whole mining areas. Obuase, Takwa, Bogoso, Pristia, Onimi Chinina. Tamayebanu. Vehicle say or quem. Satan and Naloris indoors. Did you ever be? Now, a cell or bush. me manage.
Mr. Hammond, how are you feeling this morning?
Me repair vehicle. Any so you call mining areas in ya. You know, or catch him say Axim at the fort. Yes, starty. Me na me cry vehicle na you another problem again. Lord, nunya breakdown, technical hitch on the way. Satam no di ansa na obehu woma ansa na obehu na car baako lorry baako betwem. There were no vehicles. As far back as 1943 no na Eddie ansa na nti keneliding ankasa ahun say ye better bush yo sani ade na aba no. Me want me tools nti me bo modern me all my level best. And me repair vehicle. In a very thick bush on the way, lorry be amba. Kakra, and ye could drew Axim fort or ye daho. Na di chino. And ye call to Takra back to our base. Ye call no na can a lad in the near papa senior ya. I conducted myself. The way I repaired the vehicle on the way and everything, he was extremely happy. Nane nyaji. Inti obo Major Bruno Amanye, eno kachi and say, I must be promoted. I said, promoting me. And Major Bruno kachi and say, Ujafu, can you like the nyaji too much into your say, young promoter? All right. Now, Emily. Me jelly say, one of the recommendation you call Achimata were headquarters. Instead of my promotion, they drafted me to go to the war.
Oh, inti promotion and I don't call war.
Exactly.
Na Achimota no ehona na
general headquarters war.
Forces no.
Ninya Goko Soup na Brigadier no Brigadier Richards. That I happen to know.
Where in Achimota?
Achimota.
Today, present day, Hifa.
Baby, a secondary school one.
Yeah, the Achimota school.
Area ho na army headquarters no.
Wow.
Gokos military headquarters. Na meaning Brigadier Richards. Papa. Mahunu face to face before. Ona okanwa wonu already one call East Africa war no. Na yet 3 battalions free her, 1st, 2nd, and 3rd battalion. One cocoon was East Africa. And sana what we were by one Musako Obama.
Okay, so now let's move forward because history no apart.
Yeah.
Okay, so now you are promoted into.
I was never promoted, but rather drafted to go to the war.
Oh, sorry, unfortunately. So, about saying and I'm call Second World War. Date bang, move our plane way. That I'm not plane way. Mudiko see hifa and I send a warn a course.
Me the pass a wabi sami sa semi. Satan no aeroplane dear who are the answer no be who aeroplane. Na aeroplane I who Satan no na 2 wings. Wings in baku was through baku was down. And wires in even the wings, you know. And this yanya jet fighters in November 43 ella one drafted 10 of us from the unit. Now or drafted me Hammond, Ibiokan, Granton, Amonu, Anoba, Crensil, Anefi, A.B. Mensa, Nunu, Ena Lomote, Yanya 10 or draft 2 These were my colleagues. Free unit, you know. Yanya no draft year. You call Bowman. And she, you call Takrade Harbor. 43 November. And Yahoo, very big ship, troop carrier ship, or a friend HMS Sakashia. And Yahoo about 2,500 troops on board. And I just show you call join one. November no 2 days later no ship no or 2 days the 2 days the third day you drew Sierra Leone one natural harbor and you quite you were excursion wo chrome a hilly place Freetown into Debia and Suto capital no and you quite excursion you buy no but strangely enough following morning no, at 5:30 you're sorry from under the deck you ships baby young kwan nearby na ye did not ships baby na troops wo and okare your name baby a troops ships luffy enti young kwan near call Sierra Leone then so ships are ready to free Sierra Leone you 21 ships.
Wow.
21. We call that one Armada.
Okay, now you said your HML Shakashia had 2,500 troops
on board.
In the other 20 ships na eba no na nipa say ne wom.
Menim baby a gon free. Obie nim baby a free. Your troops nia it was a surprise.
But did they get off from the ship?
No, the question is no, they were on board. Yahoo soldiers.
Okay.
Were ship, so 20 ships. Yeah, they no come on 21. And because a submarine be free harbor no. Up here, and through 1 hour cry, na ships in your started blow boom, 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 boom. Then we all set sail. Yeah, 21 ships in convoy. Yes, so near call. Now, intermittently, a woman said 12 hurricane fighters. Those days, military fighter planes were on Spitfire, and then hurricane fighter planes. Now one fly above our convoy.
It ship no calling na fighter plane ediachire.
Yanim baby a one free. All of a sudden, 12 women flew over our convoy, protecting our convoy. I feel me share right hand side, 2 destroyers and 1 big battleship. Also, cruiser our right hand side, because me can't military to me read into me who big battleship, cruiser. 2 destroyers on the right.
So throughout the journey,
the same thing on the left.
Throughout the journey, were you told where you were going to?
We knew we were going to India. That's all.
Okay.
Until Tama ships look on a woman ships now blow boom boom boom. Then they all change course. Until actually we were going zigzag course. Until Yabisa, one day we Yabisa. Officers, why don't we go straight? But we have been going zigzag course. One say, hey, the German submarine U-boats want to meet the America. I'm saying they overtake us. They will settle down and destroy all our ships with torpedoes.
Okay, now let's move on. How long did it take you to arrive in India?
6 weeks.
6 weeks.
Exactly. 6 weeks. So we arrived there December. December. From November until December, we arrived, end of December. We arrived.
Where in India?
In Bombay. I didn't hear very lengthy. Entering the Suez Canal and all that.
Because as I see about 1948, we are still around 1943.
Yes.
How many years so see Mawura Bombay, India, West African frontier force.
Yes.
More nature say countries being enamoko. You told us about Sierra Leone. Yes. Ships in Ibeka.
From Sierra Leone, we didn't go anywhere again. Ships in you go straight to Gibraltar. Ships in 21 ships. Now the Chino, at dawn, all the 20 ships will vanish into thin air. Obia nim baby our ships no come.
Our Gibraltar.
Yeah, like the way they came to Sierra Leone unexpectedly, the same thing. Only our ship, HMS Acacia, we enter into the Mediterranean Sea. We sailed until we reached a port called Port Said in Egypt. Port Said, a very beautiful city, very. And following day, we enter into the Suez Canal. Suez Canal, no, from Port Said to Port Suez, 100 miles. We sailed. The following day, then we stopped. All our troops on board, we were ferried by landing craft to the seaside to, to stretch our limbs. Because from Takoradi, they flew a ship in Aceh to, to exercise our limbs. Be engaged in boxing, running, athletics, football.
What were you doing?
Media me a boxing.
We are boxing. Send Crawford the move boxing. Okay, so in Bombay, in India.
Bombay, no, that you drew we passed through very interesting. I'll make this short. Come also Suez Canal. Yeah, we have Suez Canal, enter into the Red Sea. Why historically, that's why I want to mention this.
The Red Sea.
Yeah, many people think that the sea is red. Historically, yeah, enter into the Red Sea. Okay, say, during Moses' time, now time Moses could Israelites from
Egypt.
Later on, King Pharaoh changed his mind and he need troops or follow Israelites, to rearrest them again. And Nyankopon Moses instruction to raise his staff there Okrano.
Yeah.
Until the sea parted into two. Okay. See the parted into two. No. Tama is
Egypt for no.
Then the sea covered all of them. There were casualties and death. Into because of bloodshed, into say Red Sea.
Oh, okay.
And yes, I see near red.
Oh,
the same sea.
Nti nipa na ewu wo sea ni mu no.
Exactly.
Eno na omon friend Red Sea.
Red Sea no.
Okay. All right. So ye pese hu sesi ano. Say na mo started war no, Second World War no. Mo ko we hefa. Hefo na mo ne omo ko.
You need Japanese.
Mo ni Japanese for.
The most ferocious fighters in the world.
Hey, Japanese for.
Jesus.
What
we have passed through. If I say, I will tell you. I'll write my life history, and when you buy it, you can't sleep. Even when your wife gave you a food, you prefer to read the book than the food.
Oh wow, we can't wait to read it.
It's wonderful. What I will tell you, the way we fought them in our trenches and our brain.
Okay, so Mufi West Africa. And now more joining other forces. Troops are muko nyina. Na British foreigners who were.
Not British. One more. We fought at different sectors in Burma. Yeah, we were part of the 14th British Army. Our overall commander-in-chief was General Slim. Apart from General Woolner, 81st Division, General Stockwell, 82nd Division, where I belong, Brigadier Weston, all these people, and then General Giffard, 81st Division, they also. General Tottenham, also, 81st Division. But General Stockwell, 82nd Division.
You have such a good, great memory.
I've been blessed with retentive memory by God. There's no country in the world that I don't know the capital. My brother Derek here can bear me out. It is true. I beg you, if you like, you can test me by asking me any country.
I don't want to go there. How can I test? How can I test my father? No, I can't test you. But we are enjoying the history. I want you to tell us what do a year Bombay, Burma?
Yes. Yeah, Drew Horn.
The Burma, Yaka said, now you guys are going to fight.
Thank
and
you.
Who are you going to fight?
Thank
how
you.
How are you going to see that these are your enemies and kill them? And Tokwaneba saying, how did you exchange fires or guns with the Japanese?
This is very intelligent question. Time I heard through Bombay, following day, a huge man came, very huge, with hairs, all the face, and about 6'5". Not knowing that man, Brigadier E.W. Weston, honor during our fight, honor your brigade commander, he came and welcomed us. He encouraged us and told us to be brave. And to be brave. Time obe chaye and oka bibiano okweno.
Private Joseph Hammond, 95-year-old survivor of Second World War, and he was among the ex-servicemen. Anna Mache Ako Eye Christian Castle to present petition to then governor of the Gokos, and they met the untimely death of 3 of their colleagues, and a friend of Crossroad.
This is the day.
He was part of a West African Frontier Force, a course, Second World War. We are now in Burma. And Tokwano is here. Omo Ediama British for now. Your Baba said the Tokwano start here. Continue, sir.
Thank you. Tama Brigadier Weston Okwero and Chebia 12 ambulances driven by Indian military girls, 1 captain, 1 lieutenant, to evacuate. Soldiers will be yare on board our ship until Oba yare for no. One by ye one ya hospital. Now, about few yards from the harbor, train station war, and ye da one, or far one, ye do one hospital, ye who won't be. And Oma, yeah, breakfast. 6 o'clock. By 6:30 exactly, and when you have your fruit train is starting, moving. You move, kakra. That was my first time, Mama, under a tunnel. Yeah, we continue our journey from 6:30 in the morning. You travel till about 8 o'clock in the night. Eventually, the train stopped. Or stop, now, so dark. Yeah, also, but we were protected by guides. Guides, because, one more guide here. Nancy, for about 2 miles to a camp. 2 miles, you will have to walk very fast in front of the soldiers. Then sit down. So transia. Now fe one more bar, no sorry. Kaka. A chi a t-shirt, obi bisase. Oh, where are the Goko soldiers? Where are the Goko soldiers? Yes, yawa. Not doing that our camp, no. Goko troops, your camp, no, our friend no Kumase company. A chi a t-shirt within the vicinity, no. Other troops be so. One Nigerian troops so one camp no Sokoto company. And at the same distance, Sierra Leone Gambian troops so they were training there. One camp no friend no Batos company. Into Kumase company, Sokoto company, and Batos company. But Gokos, Kumase company. Share training now say. But to me, training when you see the war, you won't fear. Assault, we call it assault call. Maneuvers. One more Nigerian troops, Sierra Leone, mixed together and then train. Time I bet train there be an ambulances here. Nipa we were because the training was so rigorous. Too much. Fearful.
Let me come in here. Your colleagues, ED, Okan, Cranting, Krentel, Anefi, AB, Nunu, Lomote. The 10 colleagues now no more. Mukodu na were you guys together and now you're separate team?
We were together and trained together.
And did any of your colleagues die in the?
No, we were so fortunate. As far as I know, because they share us mechanics, you know. Service American chiefs, you know. Into Cranton, myself, and then Ibiokai, the quartet battalion. What the Amonu, Prince, Numuso, Ebi, called second battalion. And first battalion, Ebi so called. They service, we service.
How many battalion are a Kwano?
Yeah, fine. Battalion, yeah, well, at least 6. Because division, first division comprised of 5th, 6th, and 7th battalion. Then second division comprised of 1st, 2nd, and 3rd battalion, where I belong.
Okay, Mamembre Muha. Did you shoot at the war? You, Private Joseph Hammond, did you shoot?
My brother Abeko, I want to tell you something today. So Jenny Bia Obebisanu say well also I killed 3 or 4 people on war. You know me catch. So free now or catch us, I killed this man. I killed 3, 2, 4. Only thing is that he will smile. We were trained to kill. Either you kill or you will be killed.
So did you kill?
I did, but I cannot tell you precisely. I killed it. I killed 5. I killed 6.
Nothing but happens. It costs you.
I was here for Yemi Private Joseph Hammond, a Second World War veteran. Na sisi ayakwa kupie eye Bombay, Burma, Babia, Omo Kokun entokwa eye British for ene Japan for ekun here. Now the Japanese no almost no more forces supportium to say the British for enya omo colonies for ebe supportium nana.
One more. Why I will say this? Only my dear. Actually, I want to tell you, the war started from India.
okayfm.
A big day is a bomber. No, the war started actually in India. All the British, good people, honest people can tell you that. Only Japanese, they conquer all the islands around Burma. The Burma was the main British base with all their troops. And they invaded the place. After finishing conquering all the islands like Singapore and all these areas.
Japanese conquered all these islands?
All the islands around.
Wow.
They conquer all.
Then Japanese are very strong.
They conquer all.
So how difficult was it to, fight and overpower the Japanese forces?
I want to tell you this. You see, after conquering all these things, then they turned their mind on Burma, the main British base. Fought and chased them. They invaded the place, chased their troops, everything. Followed them. So the British run to India. It is a fact. It is a fact everybody knows. They dashed to India. They didn't stop. The Japanese followed them. They followed them and captured some of the border towns. They captured some. Like a Chiringa.
Hey, now tell us, we have read in some books, sir, Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
It is Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
Yes.
Were bombed.
Yeah.
These 2 cities, like Accra and Kumasi.
Exactly. But the Japanese have 4 islands.
Okay. So who bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki?
The Americans bombed Hiroshima and Nagasaki.
But were the Americans part of the war?
Of course. From the inception. Now Americans supply only war arms, war machines to Britain.
Okay, now America for British for you. I'm supply
One war
ammunitions, you know,
ammunition, tanks, and everything to them.
the armory.
Now Americans, they were not physically in the war.
Okay.
Until Japanese, America, this is Hawaii, Honolulu. Now American warships were and now Japanese called bombu American warships around 1940. They bombed and destroyed American ships. Until I didn't hear Americans here say, oh, if we are tortured, now we will come fully into the war. That brought America into the war.
Okay, so the war was not between America and Japan, but because Japanese had bombed American, military base in Honolulu, America for the supported British for no.
Exactly. Now they enter into the war with their troops.
Wow.
You see, the Americans are fair one by war, but the Allies during the war, they were Britain, America, and Russia. Then the enemies, Germany, Italy, and Japan.
Okay, so Germany, Italy, Japan.
They were allies.
One group. Then America, Britain, and where?
Russia.
And Russia.
They were also against these people.
All right, stay right there for me. Okay, so you are listening to history, the oral history, the World War II, the Second World War, Germany, Italy, Japan on one side, America, Britain, and Russia on the other side. Who won the Second World War? Who won?
Britain won. The British allies, America, Britain, and Russia, they won the war. And it was the Russians that entered into Berlin first. During the war, they conquered Italy. They entered into the city of Berlin, the Russian troops first.
Okay. Yambo and some Emma, a Private Joseph Hammond. So now, when did the war end? Which date?
It ended May 1945.
May 1945.
Yes. Actually, the war ended 1945.
1945.
But some of our 82nd troops, they stayed behind because some of the Japanese, though their main town, the government has surrendered, the troops in Burma, some of them refused. They said they won't surrender.
Hey.
So our 82nd troops, some of were left for a mop-up to kill them, clear them, so that there will be peace.
Let me read some messages on social media. Facebook, OK101.7 FM. We are streaming live. Now, let me acknowledge ex-military officer Derek Kobner. He's the project officer for the Royal Commonwealth Ex-Service League for Africa. Derek, Memo Akwaba. Your friend, Commander One. Thanks for supporting the Royal Commonwealth Ex-Service League as the project officer for Africa.
Yes.
And Private Joseph Hammond. Initiative here or nanti raising funds in I know say one are the buy. You as a British soldier, ex-British soldier, Oko war, right?
Yes.
Which wars?
Afghanistan.
2000
Afghanistan mainly, yes.
Which year?
Oh, I went in 2000 because 2008 and 2012.
2008, 2012.
Yes.
Afghanistan war, no war between him for.
Oh, it's the Afghan and what is the Taliban? Taliban. More hard dream war. Our Hammond province and any other night. So we just went there to make sure say we stabilize and bring peace into the country.
Na Taliban for any Iraq for Tokwa. We are there now maintaining peace. Samumu ko near Samumu a peacekeeping force of war. How do you ensure peace among them.
Said they are trying to take over the country, and you know, they are on unlawful and ways be
It's more fight Taliban for
Taliban for the fight, Afghan for
more fight. It will Taliban for Akoko.
Aye,
thank you. Thank you.
OKFM.
All right, please note that the Second World War ended in 1945, May 1945. Now, Private Joseph Hammond, the 82 Regiment, a World War no. Germany, Italy, Japan, one side, or one ally, and as one group, and Britain, America, and Russia, and so another group. And Omokun and Tokwa. Say and Tokwa no Britain for a winning 1945. Private Joseph Hammond, when did you return to Gold Coast?
I returned 19. We were the first troops to arrive in the country. 1945 December, we arrived in the country.
So from December 1943.
No, 45.
No, when you left Gold Coast.
Yes, when I left.
You left November 1943.
Exactly.
And returned December 1945.
Exactly.
Congratulations. So, what did you bring back home?
Well, first of all, I feel very proud that we introduced the green battle dress into Ghana, into the Gold Coast. Our Gold Coast troops used to wear khaki uniform, but we were giving the bomber green dress, battle dress in the jungles.
Oh, okay. So the green camouflage
we brought it
uniform that the military, the armed forces are wearing today. They used to wear brown khaki.
Exactly. We used to. It was khaki. Everybody wore.
Oh, okay.
There was nothing like camouflage.
Inti, you are proud. Say, mona mode a camouflage green in bag.
Exactly. And I have camouflage this thing.
Inti Ganya Sanka, soldier for Mushak brown khaki. So our Gold Coast soldiers were one student. They were wearing student uniform.
So we brought the green battle dress into the Gold Coast.
Okay.
To camouflages in the jungle.
Okay, so now you've arrived in Gold Coast, 1945 December.
Yes.
So how was life after the World War, 1945?
I'm glad to say that by then the governor of the Gold Coast was Sir Alan Burns. He came to the Arakan barracks where we were all stationed at Takoradi. I learned that this is where the electricity company is now. I don't know whether it's true, but this is where all of us were camped. And there were a lot of people with 3 military bands. When you meet your brother, because I stayed in Takoradi in the army, many people knew me and my colleagues. When your brother, what about Kojo? So, I'm sorry, Kojo couldn't make it.
Oh,
we left in the people. The whole area became like a mortuary. Everybody weeping.
It will be about no abebusa so. Me
Not so sorry, but we have left him behind. Now, Bibi wa Tama mi be kono na mi ye young man mi ni yire nti obisa mi se mi sika nya mi se ye fa mi sika no mami mi ko wu a mi mami nti oje allotment baby allotment so wo akra
national lottery
na what you as allotment.
Is that why they call it the Bremen Hall?
Bremen Hall no nkruma no di Peter Brown and by I'll be introduce you.
Okay, lottery. All right.
Of remote.
Okay. So, Private Joseph Hammond, you have returned to Gold Coast 1945. You stayed in Takoradi for some time.
Yes.
When did you come back to Accra?
Well, 1945, January 46, all of us were discharged. Now, Sana, if you want to continue in the army, but no, all of us turn it down because
But I thought you were very passionate, determined.
I
you want
know.
to be a soldier man.
Thank you. I know. But my brother, what we went through in the war. And yes, we suffered sorrow, suffering, pain, and everything. Maminka Bribincho. Tama yaku fighting no. Say ebia sonchi di me pa because there were enemies around on top of the trees and snipers. If you are not careful, you will die. It is a sonchi dua. All you have to do is, my hand, I urinate in my palm and drink it.
Oh no!
Of course, this is the truth. I'm telling you. This is what we did. Exactly.
Now one nom.
Because so you come out from your trench, you are a dead goner. Enemies will spot you straight away and shoot you. Like my cousin, my own cousin, who we happened to bury 9 months ago, Mingle, he was with the signal regiment. Bomb buto ni signal, wireless, so boom boom. And all the intestines came out.
Wow!
All the intestines, Obiano. On your presence of mind, or still ni shirt, or piano intestines, ni share ni yem, and or the chichiri.
Wow!
Fortunately, the time I couldn't teach also, no, police station operations. Now, one more operation, what 10 to me. Okay, you didn't quite. They managed to stitch all. Then the enemies started bombarding our positions, shaking the whole ground, bombing at the same time, artillery, shelling our position. As I say, Yahoo,
stay right there for me. Private Joseph Hammond, a Second World War veteran. Na ye babeshe 1948. Ebra omo return fi a World War ba ye no. Eba ne senti na omo nante call ana omo match call Osu Crystal Ball Castle. Na ye shooty private or that cooperative and the keka hono. What actually happened on that day? 1948. Me pacho enkoma ye twitwi se wo bibia opese wo de boa Private Joseph Hammond. Ni momo number 059 396 3755 059 396 3755 059 396 3755. Yadi asedama Vodafone say omaso yebuni edi dwumadi bro. Vodafone Healthline Call Center. We any call center say wo yare ana say ususu say wenya COVID-19 ana wo bi enya COVID-19 na wo busa say eden no betumi aya. Wo frɛ 255 ewo Vodafone so a ebe call Vodafone Healthline Call Center. A doctor for the nurse for gu ho anopa 8 to anwumre 8. Bibia ha will be afa COVID-19 hono obeyi ano e de ama o eni tu pusu anoma frɛ 255 e wo Vodafone so wo MTN kra na frɛ 255 a e do be call Vodafone Healthline Call Center. Stay home, stay safe, and remember COVID-19 is real. And to take precautionary measures. Vodafone, the future is exciting. Ready? The new improved Heaven insecticide spray ni Heaven Black Mosquito Coil. Wey any adru kumutuntum interfere any mwawa bia. Enti once na ni ntatia hawa. The patrol the new improved Heaven Black Mosquito Coil, any Heaven insecticide spray. Na ehwam kama. Afe enapa mackerel, enapa baked beans, enapa sardine, enapa spaghetti. So say whoop enam papa enuane enapa. Whoop sardine papa enuane enapa. Whoop baked beans papa enuane enapa. Whoop spaghetti papa enuane enapa. Enapa baked beans, enapa spaghetti, enapa sardine, enapa mackerel. We mackerel enamwa tofu na tomato sauce esanka ho. Iti wampesie bi ujolofu bi uwache bi na wupe eye sardine na mackerel a hwehwe sardine ne mackerel papa enapa oyo soko Yamboa eye Second War veteran Private Joseph Hammond wakani nuamengo bomb ekanwa ni yamu ansu nyina pie ba bonten na ode ono ankasa atade opia ne nsu ne koshem na ode na atade bom ansa na ye kopam ede ama no 1948 Private Joseph Hammond, what happened? Ede na mo sorry say mo march ede akọ eye castle akọ present mo petition
me da asepi sanya meti he ne asema we bisa me no ama I feel very sad. Why? Tama every bomber by 1945 no 46 no they promise us heaven. One more promises say one be my pension increment in our salaries, everything to be happy. Then so from 1946 January, say Alan Best by governor to congratulate us, And that day, he shook hands with me, and I was very happy. Governor shaking hands with me that day. I said, "Young man," and he was so happy with me. And she, you back out, But they say, you back out. They gave us the promise. Say, one by my pension, from 1946, we were patient. 1 month, and my fail. Until 48, from 46 to 48. Anna, no, General Secretary, no, Mr. Tamako, no, sorry, Sergeant Tamako. Now, he was an elderly man, and James Owusu, or a younger man. Until eventually, he left, and then James Owusu took over. Oh, baby, Independence Square, because I was among those that planned the thing. I was young, but I was among. Baby, Independence Square.
The Independence Arch.
Oh, say labor office viewer.
Yeah, labor office.
Now, trees, under the trees, we met. Say, fair. One beside one mount.
It one a meeting.
Yeah, meeting. Under the trees. Say, fair. Few of us, not many. Because 210 of us went to the march to the castle. Then so very few. Oh, say, few people no plan, until we plan it. James also no secretary, general secretary. Until we decide that Sajajete will be the leader. Now James also, plan against. Then we fix the date, 28th February. Say, Yebeko. That time, Nkrumah Mausoleum no. Now Mausoleum no ni ho. Now 24th of every May, all the schools converge there. We call it Empire Day. Then we sports and everything there, they give prizes. A China Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum no ba.
Was that the polo grounds?
Good. Polo, we call it polo grounds.
Polo ground.
Polo ground. This is what we call it. Thank you. You are right. Inchi na schools in match polo grounds. Yeah, match. I took part in the sports also myself too. Inchi Echi now obe building Kwame Nkrumah. So we decided to move. 8:30 sharp. Send your bedroom castle and send out 12 bedroom. We were 210 until your form line 777. Satana lorries in the it was a gravel road, no lateral, no asphalt road. Until your nanti kakra. Time I drew crossroads. Now, sometimes no, not police follow. They were not educated. We call them gentle policemen. They tie putties around their leg with the red hat, Tarabush red hat. And now, one more confronters. They intercepted the war veteran. Say, yeah, Mamun Castle with their officer.
But no year before they were Gold Coasters.
Go Coast police. Go Coast police.
There's a more money I'm Gold Coast for.
Gold Coast for.
I'm gonna stop it, mono.
Stop here. Now, certainly they were lucky because we just arrived from the war and we were so brave. We don't care anything. We don't fear. Now, say, Ebani say, you crack and no one single policeman will be standing on his feet. Now they were lucky. We were not carrying even penknife. No penknife. In the time I was not share, we said, oh, why? We just want to send our petition to the governor, Governor Gira Chrissy. That time, Alamben, Gira Chrissy took over by then. In the Gira Chrissy, no, and we said, okay, the petition come back of it. One said there be on prayer. Yeah, Kasai, actually, we negotiated with them. Superintendent Emery, police officer, said, okay, let us select 10 men and then go with our petition. We don't care. We don't mind. The governor and the secretary, whoever will receive the petition, will be content with that. We will be happy. Yeah, this man was highly impervious to reason. Highly impervious to reason. Yeah, so we were compelled to scale down the number from 10 people to 5. Mm-hmm. But he was still adamant. They said, what? I said, now we have scaled it from 10 people to 5, just to accompany this.
So then what happened?
Then, instead of negotiating with us, Superintendent, everyone had the impudence, asked one of his sergeants to shoot. Oh, he managed order 3 times. Later on, we learned that the sergeant's name was Chokosi, Sergeant Chokosi. You know, he gave the order, shoot, 3 times, one buono. So this man was highly peeved, highly annoyed, and he grabbed the gun from the sergeant. The first man that he shot was Odati Lam at the front line. By then, I was in the second line, approximately 7 feet or so behind Sergeant Ajete.
It's not Sergeant Ajete Echi.
Me catch roll. My brother Abeku, a yaseme da fomo. Asema me kind, na ye nibria sempa. Ana, wo shoot to that no. Baby amejira no, nti me hu atipo. Or call forward, or yeah, in Sasa. I said, but why? We are not carrying arms. Or yeah, in Sasa. He shot him also. Oh! This highly infuriated Sergeant Jete being our leader. I saw when he moved. I saw when Superintendent Emery. Bullet now. Okuma Jete no. Say, Missy Anka Mintiha and Anka Mintiha Meka story where the nation. All like the whole nation of Ghana. Oh, me who saw Mark told so, sir? Oh, yes, I know. Now, boo, Waku Ajete, a Waku, Odate Lamte, and our people. I feel Ajete, or move forward, or Pesha and Kobe grab me together with the gun. Because we just came from the war. Nobody cares. Unfortunately for me, bullet now missing. And missing because I was standing directly behind him. And so, a cool.
Inti na wujina
Ajete Echi. Just about 7 feet. Approximately.
Inti Ajete movie call Inspector Imresono.
A move no and go person be chilling.
Person G ani etuo ni nyina.
But o shoot ntem. Bubu. Waku we dada. Waku we so dada.
Odate Lamte any atipo.
Aka Ajete. Bubu. And He killed all of them before my eyes. I saw all of them lying down. My God.
So what happened to the rest of the 210 men?
Thank you. This is what I want to tell you. Ever there was total confusion. Because Obian expected Sadibesi. Until a man confusion about few of our men, 20% went to Otu Township, Otu Town. But 80% of us, including myself, as I'm saying, we all went to post office. That time, in the olden days, round about to be what
post office.
Then him. Into Bronibia, Yabehunso or Bano. Young Kulu, we will just grab him, throw him away, turn the car upside down, and put fire inside.
Oh, wow!
This is how the 48 rounds started. Today, I'm telling you the real story. I was there, and I took part in it.
And what's say, Niema?
And yes, Niema fine.
I think young fancy, young fancy. Mami Busa, ex-military officer, and also the project officer of the British Commonwealth, League, of ex-servicemen. Eti your papa yi hwe bra wa bre enne enye nyankopon adom agro onti wiase
abi and crow and enye ono nko aso na aka ye be 110 a omotete across Ghana and I didn't person be kana chiwa adwen baso ne say unsa asem ne see 1948 route ne see na other soldiers na bi wo Kumasi bi wo Accra bi wo Takra ne omo nyina na timi bae nti as a enkran for mo Accra no
Few.
And a few no more bo mo ho ano the better training say omo yes a match no ono na say atin say na aka no but p now yes
okay match ne there he's the survivor of the match but ex serviceman
you be cry the 100 crap ba ko be di birthday 30th of this month e ba ko celebrating the birthday amano
okay now says here yenimsa I don't know, in Chroma time, I stand to be corrected. Now, your Veteran Association of Ghana, your more places are, yes, see, mom, Kofodia, your Legion Hall, your Legion Hall, your VAG for Hatakrade, near Sisi Baby, Momo, or move to me the, as a recreational center, baby, do we still have these?
Yes, I say that's what I say, a Veterans Administration Ghana. Inti any omo na ye adwuma nti no omo no omo ye under the Ministry of Defense.
Okay.
Omo no omo ye in charge of veterans affairs. So omo village no omo yi from opa bia de ko Amasaman. Very Amasaman ti Amasaman Legion village no every region bia no we have our own veteran village.
Omo sitira mu te say.
Oh, say nyame adom through the help of Veterans Administration. E de omo kan Ministry of Defense nti no. They say nyame adom omo nya pension. Our pension, I think, binya between 1,000 to 1,400 Ghana cedis a month. It is bad, but first, then, but I say, the Nyamiadum, see the Kakra. And after through the Commonwealth and UK government, no per se, or be born to or more be £1,000 a year per person. And for the next 5 years, no more government, UK buying for more £1,000, you know, for the next 5 years. Not to say, so Geneva or course, our Second World War, Nibino. So tiasen kwa ni itimi verify no kwa dia sesika no obenya bi no awusu so dia na se o ne yiri bi ete ho dia na ehwe na yire no so di mini nkrata ba na ehwe na se ya na sa scan be kɔ ne yire no ho
right yambra private John Joseph Hammond you said the Queen Okochia Queen last year.
Yes.
Prince Harry
yes.
And Meghan Oshia Oshia British Prime Minister.
Yes.
So one will expect so ne BBI a fire man. Uncle. So BBI a fire.
And yeah, fine. Brahma baby I made Dimitri betu credit.
Aye.
O can yeah. I'm not ashamed to say this. I don't own my own where I put my head.
You don't have a house of your own on your own.
I do not have it. Me was family house.
What the family house?
Me the family house. Me can't create you.
Obi a wako di ama wiase wako ama Britain. Your friend is saying Russia near America.
O can't create. Yeah, it's not shameful to speak the truth.
Let me read a letter. June 20 from just 8 June. Dear Private Hammond, I was made aware of your 14-mile walk through the streets of Accra to raise money for frontline workers and vulnerable veterans, and it brought a huge smile to my face. I wanted to send you my congratulations and support for this admirable endeavor. Even at 95 years young, I imagine it was not an easy task. However, given the service and selflessness you have demonstrated throughout your life, it does not surprise me that you would take on a challenge such as this, and that you wanted to walk even more miles. As you said yourself, it is amazing. I understand you were inspired by Captain Tomo, just as we all have been. In these difficult, unsettling times, you have both set a fine example to the world. It is a heartwarming reminder of the importance of service to others and caring for our communities, and that anything is possible if you set your mind to it. It was an honor and pleasure to meet you at the Field of Remembrance in London last year, and Megan and I send you our warmest regard. This is coming from Prince Harry, right?
Yes, aye.
Queen Elizabeth nenanano.
Aye.
Prince Charles ba. Worry Megan. As you see omakotena Canada. On a Sunday letter. Not letter nkwane buy.
I letter nkwane buy.
How? Letter no na buy.
So I say fundraising any egusi ya.
Okay.
The be sure say ebi ana.
Obi tie ya. Fundraising na ye no. Ye de boa Private Joseph Hammond and the worker or ye de aboa veterans. 059 396 3755. Or see baby odi ni tibetu onu ankase woni bi. So Private Joseph Hammond, did you get married? And do you have children?
I have children. Few of them in Europe at the moment. But I have twin daughters. They are married and so. But I stay. My wife is dead. I stay alone.
Your wife is dead?
Yes, and I stay alone. I stay alone. And I have stayed in the house for family affairs 85 years.
You stayed in your family house for 85 years.
Exactly. And today, it's not a shame.
Now, maybe now some footballers crack about a friend say world tournament omon fa cup umba cry your mom car. It wouldn't hear
at all.
It state Ghana government is yenya independence so your mouth here.
Your mom is one city cry one mama.
Kwame Nkrumah so ma here.
Nkrumah was removed unexpectedly. That time, no, me, I wasn't among them. Well, now, say, I know, a dibia, a blue, a hammer, mean to me in country.
Yeah. Commander Derek Cobner.
Yes.
And then I'll be catch a for near fair and come to training baby.
I make catch a for say you see kind with the young momo say a bit me because and you know why your other veterans almost more here more. And he has set up momo number and you see kind and you will go find me. I say a big link and you call a big page and I say on one Instagram page. Private as in PTE_Hammond. Link in any mobile money ni bibia obey abutina donate ni na so wo and also call Guba Foundation and Forces Help Africa Foundation almost na immune ni akambo ma ye dwumadie ni ade no ntino ukọ ho link ni bibia na ewo oho
ma membie phone lines ntum atiefo ye ne Private Joseph Hammond, World War II veteran, the only survivor of the 1948 shooting incident at a sea war a year crossroad. ekofa disturbances by ehon you do disturbances no wasi abrofo no omo enkuom ba omo hu a na omo yiwa fiu ka mu na ka ne de omo sama sort na omo dane na omo ahye no na se emema wo krom ha o emema wo krom apa let me announce your interview ananka ye ni mugis R2Bs mugis abetwetwe no entumi mbaso due to an inconvenience etimo fanche ye 0302243547 0302243529 okay and now me mama birthday happy birthday to my mother okunafo Mrs. Comfort Equia Mansa Agri or Koforidia. Happy birthday to my mom. Young Kwamanaso. Hello.
Hello.
Mepacho, good evening.
Yeah, good evening, Abi.
Mepacho, Etosena, Okase free your frost saying.
Boko, the Gaza free Castle, Castle.
Yo.
Derek.
Derek, yet you.
The person my castle, Papa, and I'm sure Siciano, Osha, the cafe one. Yeah, poor mine. And we are seeing if you hear more, if you make account, yam far from a pana, the Wupiano, yam far a buano, now on also. So now, what's not a position in you?
All right, dear Dasipi. Hello. Good evening. Good evening.
Hello.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. How are you?
I'm fine. And your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Amin Perkwa.
Okay.
Papa, no, why are they Papa? Dentina Africa, yet is Obi a what Ako war or man to me man from independence up to this. The Pia Obadakra Unibi. He still stays in the family house. And you crack. Okay. Thank you.
All right. I'm happy to announce First National Bank, FNB Bank, 15,000 Ghana cedis. FNB Bank. Thanks to Auntie Mrs. Sylvia Adade. We've spoken to her. FNB Bank, 15,000 Ghana cedis. Bawusama FNB Bank. Hello.
Hello, Uncle Abi.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Me pacho eto saying.
Nyamia dumboko.
Me pacho e frost na kasa free.
Pacho mi di imano mkasa fi Legon.
All right, Ima, let's hear you.
In fact, papa ama and yabutu because in terms of car private or that new cooperative na yempeni for no maybe na omunti but anymore me gidi say we program penfu be they should call them even former blaster players are what ball what casa 1 mile no I do baby no president my friend from mom bibi kaka this is the time women would deserve national award and yet obi ye bibi kitu intino one a dying cry because as gracia here politics edu baby award no women no won here I was say won si bi man na over anya arechichire man kra iti yadasi
na obi da kana sam ne kra ne sen ne kra ne sen na wo mamumu sen e na obi yama 0302243547 0302243529. Hello.
Doctor.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Me Vasco. Oh, Vasco. That Vasco any private Hammond what you was.
Oh, me na netifie.
Only netifie. Abranti ofre or a taxi driver Vasco Edu. Or a mini apa. On a private Hammond. Minimum fee private Hammond. Or a family house. I will also Bloomba.
Yes.
Yeah, osu a dying kitten na dine osu no. Mo amutako Bloomba no. Old family house a hono papa ishe 1948 account iti Vasco una oni papa tifie
yeah
ade na o kafa no
oh media ya start nya maybe by am dey say wedi mobile number no uda tuja dem dey dey no ka kwebia ya obia
when they are Bob and no mess say many animals upia mwa papa way because on them task now so on them can now of any pessimism because wabro Ghana for Mr. Omiambuano and or man but yama mama so happy birthday wife
yo medasipi happy birthday to Abekuma me sister Kuya Auntie Comfort edin de bebre and obi ade from Private Joseph Hammond eka asojafo a machi akọ Christian Boy Castle usu a ye shooty odate atipo ene omomoka na ono or survive here ono nko survivor of the 1948 shooting incident esi here no. Hello 0302243529 0302243547. Hello. Okay, ubetumi afre na o contribution bia nso odiaba but your momo number ye de boa papa yi momo number ni nie 059 396 3755 059 396 3755. Hello.
Hello,
me pacho good evening.
Pacho good evening.
Me pacho your fro saying.
Pacho from Kwesi, me kasa fi wa.
Yo, Kwesi from wa. Good to hear you.
Yeah. The person can say, listening to the history from the man, I think the youth of today need to visit our history so that we know how to move forward as a nation. Because listening to him, most of the time, most of the youth, we don't know our history. And if say we don't consider the past. So we should learn from it so that we know how to move into the future. And then I think you should invite the man to the studio another time. No man long there, or more history so that we the youth of today,
and that they can't World War and Obeba can enema esi here to the independence of Ghana. How JB Dankwa Kwame Nkrumah and we another time.
Okay.
And only a bear in July.
Okay.
Until Obasamba and no the Obaba can history they see here Kwame Nkrumah JB Dankwa after 1948 omu started some disturbances ye kwachi Kwame Nkrumah mo ni JB Dankwa mo e ba ne sen e na akotre obi akwa appointed ni akodi na yi na akotre eti hu fifiri obeka ni nyina eti no we a student of history a ube say papa yi oye a living encyclopedia and all my history hello all right FNB Bank am I in 15,000 yes corporate companies say obi person of freya Derek ube to me am my number obi person of free number to call
on fresh number
the same number o person of free now also o ma donation e bi your phone line o fra wunya o person of free na o ma donation bi a 059 396 3755 059 396 396 3755 059 396 3755. Hello.
Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Me pacho, your fro say.
Hey, this is Charles here.
All right, Charles Kasafri.
Mamprobi.
Okay, let's hear you, Charles.
Charles, I want to say to the man there, Charlie, congratulations. Ghana is proud of him, and we are happy to relive those days. Okay, and I want to also tell our leaders, our current leaders, that the way they treat our past heroes, if they don't treat them well, they will also not be treated well. It's a simple thing. Take good care of your leaders, your past leaders, and you will also be taking good care of. If there is a meeting, then we know that we can meet somewhere and then also support. But great man. Ghana is proud of you. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you so much. Charles calling from Mamprobi. Me pacho o contribution donation bi a opesa wo de boa a private Joseph Hammond. Already sika at the aboa frontline workers. So far we're making about £39,000. Or see or more added to top PPs. Papa, he has been featured on BBC, on CNN, on Al Jazeera, Euronews. Now you ain't Ghana for then they are supporting 0302243529. FNB Bank, am I 15,000? Nyanko Ponshram. Hello.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, I need to on the program.
On Shroud so.
And then the media from the person with the video of the Catabia, the person million back to
God bless you.
Papa na Obekata piano. Hello.
E pacho yetio pa.
I'm Obekana piano. What was a man telephone? Why almost woman remember the day? Oh, yeah, what class in that ordinance made that? Not ordinance quite to one more mind. Now, or no one say, one woman, why we in that year, but to say, I want you one more, but now that I get it, I don't know what I go to. Meanwhile, now we climb our class in one home here. One woman celebrating more. Now, again, and now what the man won't go to me do me quite for the amount of mine. Now, me if you did, but next week, no more than to know maybe not matter say, me a capribi, ya, and to move with one.
Yankopon Insha pa. Yankopon Insha. Yeah, that's it. Hello, good evening.
Good evening.
Me patro et saying.
Patro yo.
Me patro e frost e wo kase free mo anonko.
Patro e free me Francisca me kase free kwa benya.
Yo, yet you.
Papa na some now I come akuma like this veteran and old man at this age and it's so sad. It's very, very sad. But I just ask God to bless him and any decisions I can make, I'll make it to the number. Thank you.
All right. Thank you too. God bless you. 059-396-3755. Yefa course me and sa na ye DSC. Hello.
Hello.
Me patro, good evening.
Good evening, doctor.
Me patro wani.
Doctor Yobanio.
Hey, Yoba. Akwatia for what to say. Yeah, Danyan Kupasi. Yo, me et you.
Openia some na kama koma. Ekasa nyame nsirano. Nti no de let's send a crowd to woman na ono de aboa.
All right. Yeah, that's CP. Yeah, that's CP. Papa atena ne family house 85 years in. Na sezia owu a minim se soldier for ebeba ba man state burial. O mine kra be man state burial. But oni fie, oni die. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening, Pacho Wani.
Pacho,
Fosti Kaswa, yeti o mwanonko.
Pacho, Abana sama o kamo. And when me call for Santa Gana, I'm telling for ya tikedi yo mude. Pikayo mwede yedi bomb by the show. Barbara Mutiaske, no more entrance or moving once. And after the Diana for Jomu history near Barbe, and I said, Internet and penny form with me every video Bob fan on our bread. I'm more minor. But in the Moja to one more mine and more ladies to come. It's method the dick of Panamadia and then that.
All right, Yankopo Asia. Last caller, hello. 0302 243-529 0302-243-547. It's been almost 2 hours interview, but as you per mompo. Hello. Sorry. Good evening. Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello, good evening.
Me Pacho, good evening. Obaya Tabora, yetio.
Makana semina wakana. Mbuke mpaji. Temu kwasa kisiasa kwa wewe mtu.
Papa, I don't quite have more mind than no.
Nyankopɔn hyira wo papa ɔbaya Nyankopɔn hyira wo wobɛnyie di 95 years na wa ahoɔden ɛnante wate Nyankopɔn hyira wo afei yɛsrɛ ɛyɛ corporate companies or organizations sɛdeɛ FNB Bank First National Bank ayɛ no monso monye bibi ɛmfa mmoa ɛyɛ the survivor of 1948 shooting incident Private Joseph Hammond ɛyɛ ɔmo sacrifice ɛna ma British for who say hey ɛne sɛ bibifoɔ mo ani adi ɔmo betumi ne yako ɛna ɔmo gyae independence ma he na independence deɛ bɛka ho asɛm ɛna deɛ yɛ ka World War no ɛde bɛsi 1948 sɛdeɛ yɛkum ɛyɛ 3 ex-servicemen ɔse sɛ nyɛ Nyankopɔn a na ɔgyina directly behind Ajete ana meboa na ɔgyina directly behind Ajete nti ɔkɔ grabi tuo no na ɔtutuo no ɛna ɛkɔ ka no na sɛ nka ɛmesi no a nka ɛba so direct na Wilberforce Marvin Sky said Mimbusa said, can you please tell us your secret why you are still strong at 95 years?
Thank you very much. I want the whole nation of Ghana to listen to me as I sit here. Now, me bomodin se anka make us answer me nti yemite. Obi be fro wo Ghana. Se kokuntokwa go and fight, don't go. Adia me hu se mpemfo no I have suffered from 16 years. I have seen war, what is called war. Obia who war pa you don't know what it looks like. Enti Ghana obia obeye na dwen se obe the trouble be back Ghana ha. Never allow it. Because war is satanic. Enya de papa. Obi e painia asema ameka chemu. Odiri ba akotu abrochi. Wu ana onuanu na obeka chi kwaku. Se wu ni munyansa no kwaku no wu a, then you are the most stupid person. Don't go. We want peace in our country. With peace, we can do all our development. We, like this, 95 years, have passed through wars and everything in the name of Jesus. Don't go. Don't go. I love my country so much. So I love Ghana. Please, don't go. Don't go at all. Sit in your home. Don't fight. Asoma, afutu amilibe mamwana no. Ya ninu, ya ninu, ya nietu afutupa. Until the whole Ghana, me catch a moon ranch, ninketesanya, or be catch a moonkwa. That's all. I've seen it before.
But back to my question. What is your secret? 95 years, okay, Bibia, you are strong, you are fit.
I'm happy you have come to this. Obiantie, the whole church in this world is your heart.
The church in this world is your heart.
Your heart. Forgive. Obia your bonibia, because even Jesus say, so bubo waswa, then another side. No more. And church wabodam. So ufri asylum, redu by wabodam. But what Jesus meant was that to bring peace, that's all. Also, how many times? I say 7 times, Mawombo. This is my character. Obiye mibi na mibu fusenia within 2 minutes na mejai. I have no enemy as I sit here. Only loved ones I have. All my life, mini obiya metano. I don't hate anybody. I love all. That's all. If you so person becha, this is how your heart must be. Obi your baby afache no. Because minti ebiase, you always pray for the Almighty God to forgive you. But you are not prepared to forgive others. Why? The Bible me bompa, you say, I'm a sinner. I beg you, forgive me of all my sins. But for you, you are not prepared. So, obi from Usua, then you forgive that person. Why?
Do you eat 3 times a day? And what amount of food do you eat?
I like banku and tilapia.
At 95 years?
Yes.
You still eat banku and tilapia?
Exactly. With black pepper.
When we are on the power, Olumai. So, says I won't quality, you live alone.
My niece is there.
Okay.
Prepares me food. That's all. We were twin daughters, so a woman, one more near they bring me some to eat. I keep praying. Say, yeah, Jesus person obey me no. Or no 1 year, send your pay. I surrender myself to Jesus.
That's at 95 years.
Yes, I surrender myself to Jesus.
Ex-officer Derek Kobna, a year ex-service, Commonwealth ex-service League Project Officer Africa. Your final words.
ABM say the team now behind all this, which is my team from Forces South Africa. I heard Asoja for Omoko World War near day and Denta I'm watching the team Denta I'm watching MBE our UK or Niguba Foundation or my idea pa my basso or strong media team or boy with social media ne the air cost near the end better. OKFM so as and will be a OT be and I feel so the Momo number and you go find in number because always this kind of for not just the frontline workers but also for veterans now cano your best is your best 4,000 of them are or what is all no or Africa or more Africa hey last year no in your quite called Sierra Leone in Nigeria money at the Omuna so be so there's a lot of history that be some more can I be me sukra. It's no with the na near more munina to medasipi.
Ura Derek Kobna, a British ex-serviceman or a soldier ni Ghana ni onunso call Afghanistan war twice. Na onuna da a ex-service Commonwealth ex-service League. A soldier for a call Second World War. On a project their bomb, to rehabilitate, to support them, the whole Africa. Onona edano. Onozu yesojeni. And your papa, Private Joseph Hammond, a Second War, a World War veteran, and the survivor of the 1948 shooting incident. Yada say oni abeche a year history, and we're also grateful for the advice. For me, the advice, say your heart is your church. If you want to live long, forgive. Forgive quickly, forgive and forget. It's healing to yourself, to your soul. Thank you so much. Producers will call you again next month to share with us the independence process. Because your history, na ya Daniel Butuno, you are 95 years, Ghana is as old as 63 years. So you were there before Ghana. And as a war veteran, you saw a lot. And I know there's a lot we can listen or learn from you. So on behalf of my team, we want to thank you. And
thank you very much.
Yes. Now, we me papa me uncle inti makame say me ba ho oti osu me fie me ne nanante. I work with him from his house to Dankwa Circle and back. in support of his campaign to raise funds. So, and then Nyanko Pama Hokwai Ama Yeno Chitrin Komo. We've had over 2 hours interview, and I think that it's worth it. Thank you so much for coming, and we wish you all the best. Nyanko Ponko Swa Embo who by normal one holding na retentive memory, and yes, sharp sa neka history tre. Ya Trobebre. A fade near Beba from 1948. Edebepim 1966. You tell us what happened from 1948 to 1966. And Sana Ghana Ebesesano. One day we'll call you. And that's CP. God bless you.
God bless you too.
OKFM 101.7.